Can a good singer still sound bad? Say someone who has pretty good technique, can they still sound terrible? I know some of us are actually thinking about this because, what's the point of like investing all this time and energy, improving your voice, spending hours and even taking voice lessons only to still sound bad? It just wouldn't be worth it. And I think this is a great question to be asking. But at the same time, I do think sounding good is way less black and white than you think. Now, today I'm going to use the analogy of an onion and we're going to peel back what sounds good with singing into 4 layers. Now, real quick, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ivan. I'm a voice teacher who works with students from all around the world over Zoom. And really on this channel, my goal is to make learning how to sing as simple and as easy as possible. So if that is up your lane, consider subscribing wherever you're joining me from. If you're interested in improving your voice with less of the headaches, check out some links in the description. I do work with people one-on-one over Zoom, but I also have a self-study program that you can work through in a step 1, step 2, step 3 manner. Last but not least, if you want to inspire our next episode, let me know down in the comments what you want me to talk about next. Anyway, let's dive in. So layer 1, your technique. Now, I know the question assumes that the singer has good technique, but I still need to cover this because your timbre, your tone, how good you actually sound is hugely affected by your technique, right? If you're straining, if you have to force a lot of your notes out and you don't really have good control over your voice, you're not going to sound good, and that is the reality. I've had so many instances when I'm working with a student, they're quite surprised by how much their tone or their timbre or how good they sound, how it can change by just addressing their fundamental technique, getting them to engage the muscles a little bit better. And so this is going to be your step number 1, which is how well can you actually engage the right muscles for singing? For example, can you engage the muscles that stretch and thin out your vocal folds, because that's how you change pitch and sing higher? And can you do this without engaging anything else? So no changes in the volume, not having to change your mouth to get to a certain position, just pitch change. Because if you can't do this, this is definitely affecting how good you sound. Okay, but let's entertain this hypothetical. Let's say the singer is singing with perfect technique. They're able to control their muscles precisely and without fail. Can you still sound bad? Personally, I think so, because there's still 3 more layers here. The second layer to this onion is how well do you style your voice? Because just like, for example, we can style ourselves with our fashion, with our clothing, the way we kind of dress ourselves, we can also style ourselves vocally, right? And what that means is, say, for example, if you can sing a note strong, you can sing it soft, you can sing it right in the middle. And maybe you can sing a bit breathy, a bit clearer. Maybe you can kind of sing with more like smoothness and legato, or something a bit more kind of choppy. Which one do you choose? So I personally think that style is just an accumulation of all these choices, and learning to make the correct choices in a context, right, is going to be really, really important, right? I'm sure we've heard of the classical singer who brings their classical technique into a pop song and it just sounds really, really weird. It's because the stylistic choices didn't really match the context of a song. And so layer 2 to actually sounding good is learning how to make the right choices for the right context. And this is where it moves away from less, this is correct, this is incorrect, to more of an art form where there are numerous choices and you're just gonna make it sometimes. Okay, but what if your technique is actually perfect and you're making stylistic choices and that makes sense? Why would someone still not like the sound of your voice? And maybe that person is you. The third layer to this onion is recognizing that the listener's experience is subjective, right? Just like anything else in life, some people are going to like you and some people won't. Some people love the sound of Bob Dylan. Other people think he's a terrible singer. Some people love Adele, but other people think that she sounds too chessy, too belty. The reality is, as a singer, you could be outputting the same performance, the same technique, the same stylistic choices, but the way it's received is going to be very different, depending on that person's state of mind, their own preferences. And frankly, this is just often outside of your control, just like layer number 4. Your inherent anatomy. Because let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. A guy is going to sound very different to a girl. And, adults are going to sound very different to children because the anatomy is slightly different, right? For example, the length of your vocal folds, the shape of your throat, all of these things can add up and change things. Maybe your nose is always blocked, that can also happen as well. But I feel very few people have anatomy that actually holds them back from sounding good. Even if they do, often this can be addressed. Maybe, for example, your nose is always blocked. I have had friends who have had surgery or found these little devices that allows them to breathe through their nose properly. And even then, I find that technique usually overrides a lot of these natural variances. The point I'm trying to make here is for people, starting off this journey of singing, often we can jump into these hypotheticals of, what if I put in all this effort and time and I still don't sound good? But the reality is, if you enjoy music, you enjoy singing, and you want to sound good at it, you actually have everything that you need to develop that, right? You just need to focus your attention on actually getting better. Maybe this is practicing more consistently. Maybe this is actually seeking guidance from a good teacher. This is where you should be focusing your attention on. And so hopefully by breaking down what makes singing sound good into these 4 different layers and noticing how anatomy is really the last little piece here, hopefully this video can reassure you to get started. And for those of you who are ready, I've got tons of videos on this YouTube or this podcast that can help you get started. For those of you who want to take it further or want to improve faster, as I've said before, I have links down in the description on how to work with me. Apart from that, my name is Ivan. I'm your voice teacher, and I'll see you next time. Take care.